The way that you get clients from your Facebook group is not by engagement. It's by direct reach out and having individual conversations with the people who are in your group, whether they engage or not. We are going to continue the convo on how to use a Facebook group to get clients. There's a lot of different ways that you can use a Facebook group. We use it in a really specific way to get clients, and it's the way that we teach our practitioner and coach clients to also use their own Facebook group to get clients as well. And I want to talk about the difference in content. For a lot of practitioners and coaches, they're still making the mistake of only posting this very vanilla, generic, educationally based, 5 ways to use coconut oil, 7 ways to stay hydrated, recipes, tips, this like very Google-ish. You can Google it. It's everywhere. It's free. It does nothing to actually connect you to your ideal client. It does nothing to actually bring them to a higher level of readiness. So let's talk about the 2 different types of content that it's really important to have, because the way that you get clients from your Facebook group is not by engagement. It's by direct reach out and having individual conversations with the people who are in your group, whether they engage or not. The content in your Facebook group supports the enrollment into transformation because it helps to build a relationship. It is a supporting player. So without that content in your Facebook group, they don't know you from a hole in the wall. They don't know you.
And this, take it back 30,000 feet, people buy from people they like. We've talked about this so many times on the morning show, in coaching, in emails, everywhere. But you have to remember, everything you do is to create connection and enroll buyers, right? And at the end of the day, people buy from people that they like. More so when trust already exists. Given that trust exists, which it does in multiple silos and multiple experts across the interwebs, people buy from people they like and that they know and that they feel connected to. And that's what you have to remember with all of this.
Yes. And so there's 2 different types of content. One is your edutaining, nurturing, engagement content, which is the more teaching style post. It's the more, post a GIF below if you agree. It's the more, here's the recipes, here's my personal story, all of that. And then there's your marketing and sales content, which is a direct promotion for your lead magnet, your webinar, your program, client testimonials. And there's 2 very distinct types of content. The edutaining content creates engagement. You're going to get very little engagement on your marketing and sales content, and that's okay. You still need it in a ratio. If you're posting 5 days a week, in a ratio of 3-2. So 3 posts nurture, edutain, 2 posts marketing, sales. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, nurture, 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 engagement, tips, backstory, the whole 9. Tuesday, Thursday, talk about your offer. Talk about your program. They need to see it with either a direct link to book a call with you, or an open-ended hey, post in the comments below and I'll reach out. They need to see it. And those are the 2 types of content that you need to be putting out all the time. And I would even say, if we break down the edutaining, nurture content, you need to trend on the side of authoritative and intimate.
Yes.
Not generic, vanilla, bland. You need to trend on the side of authoritative and intimate. So that means instead of Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday you're posting like a motivational quote, Wednesday you're doing like workouts, and then Friday you're doing a recipe. That's not authoritative and it's not intimate. And so we really want to make sure that we're exposing ourselves for who we are, that we're sharing our own journey, that we're talking about our trial and error, that we're sharing the backstory, that we're educating them on their own root cause. Like, you're really demonstrating what you know versus these fluff, superficial, like, your content should be geared around the things that they need to understand in order to get their level of readiness from pre-contemplation to contemplation. Like, oh, you're educating me on my hormones. Oh, you're educating me on my cortisol levels. Oh, you're educating me on cultural norms and where they came from so that I understand why I hate my body. Oh, you're openly, vulnerably sharing what your own journey was like and a time where you felt so embarrassed or a time where you felt so empowered. So being authoritative and intimate, having an opinion, taking a stand, right? Toggling between, okay, today I'm going to talk about hormones, but tomorrow I'm going to talk about a time where I felt X. And then I'm going to share my masterclass. And then I'm going to talk about sleep and educate on sleep and strategies for better sleep. And then I'm going to talk about, a client case study that has to do with sleep. And then on Friday, I'm going to talk about, 3 things I did to improve my hormonal balance. That's very specific to an ideal client. It's not this like fluffy randomness, right? And you do that over and over and over again, and you weave in authority building, teaching content with promo, with intimacy and vulnerability, with client social proof, with authority building teaching content that is specific to your root cause, that is specific to what your ideal prospects are doing that is not working and why. And all of these experiences that they're having, we have to be so specific to their lived experiences, their symptoms, their pain, mixed in with, hey, I have a masterclass coming up. It's on thyroid health. It's on sleep. It's on whatever. And it all is congruent and it all makes sense. And when you do that consistently, day in and day out over time, people will start to engage with you. But if you're just doing the educational stuff and you're staying stoic and you're not being vulnerable and you're not showing up as your hot mess self or your pretty self or your this self or your that self or the self that like knits at night or whatever, you're missing a layer.
Yeah.
You're missing a layer, and that layer, we can't measure it, but it is critical to success.
Reality TV changed the world for everybody. And now you have no choice but to show people a glimpse of what is inside of your actual real life self and world in order to keep their interest. Otherwise, they're not interested. And that is just the way that it is. And that is just the way that we as a society have developed, specifically on social media, even more so on social media. And so no matter what else you get out of this, you have to remember that part of what you do now is run reality TV, and they need to see reality. So that is like number 1 takeaway from me. Number 2, let's talk about the big elephant in the room. When you start a Facebook group, it's going to be crickets. It's going to be crickets for a fair amount of time, probably until you hit like 500 members. That's normal. It doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It means you have to be the person showing up all the time, engaging even when nobody's engaging with you, being consistent over time. I think the number 1 reason that we see Facebook groups be unsuccessful is because somebody gets discouraged because there's not engagement right away and stops posting and stops being consistent. And so I think that should be acknowledged immediately, because otherwise it feels disheartening and it feels like you're doing it wrong and it feels like it's not working. And we hear that a lot. So if you're doing everything we just talked about and you're not seeing engagement yet, that's okay. Keep doing it.
It absolutely is. And so what we say all the time is you don't have to wait for engagement to reach out. Like,
no, please don't.
If somebody joins your Facebook group, you can reach out to everybody via private message and then tag clumps of them in a group and say, hey, thanks so much for joining my group. Just sent you a PM with a couple questions for you. Check your other folder in case you don't see it. And you can just start the conversation with them privately in the PMs. Be a human, be a normal person. Don't be all like, well, they said this, so I'm going to say this, and they said this, so I'm going to say this. It's like, how would you have a normal conversation? Oh, hi, thanks for my group. Thanks for coming to the group. What do you do for work?
Yeah.
What are you hoping to get out of the group? ? Send. And then they'll tell you, oh, this is what I do. Oh, wow, that must be really hard considering that like you're in the group for IBS. Like, do you struggle at work with your IBS symptoms? Like, tell me a little bit about that. Right. Yes. And then you start the conversation naturally. Oh, wow, that sounds really tough. Have you gone through my free guide yet?
Top tip, please read out loud what you are typing before you send it. Please read it out loud and listen.
Yeah.
And make sure it sounds like a normal, actual, real human would send it and not a robot.
Like you're texting. Full sentences. No, this isn't a memo.
It's not like a dear sir, I am cordially requesting you to let me know why you have joined the Facebook group.
It's
so
like,
I may help you.
Exactly. Right. It's like, thanks so much for joining my group. Send. What do you do for work? Send. Did you get access to my my free guide? Send. As if you're texting.
Yes.
And then they reply, oh my gosh, you do this for work. Cool. Send.
Yes.
That's really hard given you have IBS. Send. Yes. Bet. Like, this is how you communicate. Yes. Not like, wow, that's really challenging with like a novel.
Yes. But for real, we see this all the time. It's a real issue because you have this desire to seem formal and authoritative and all the things, and it comes off as not relatable at all. So just read it out loud. That's very helpful.
Read it out loud like you're chit-chatting on the phone. Like, wow, bet, like, that's rough. Yeah. Exclamation mark, like, poop emoji, right? Like, that's rough. Be that person. It doesn't make you unprofessional. It's the way that people communicate. And it actually is less like, oh, what do they want to sell me? It's less confronting to the person. My challenge to you is to reach out, is to initiate conversation. Booking sales calls or getting clients is a numbers game. It's skill partnered with a numbers game. So if you are wanting to enroll, let's say 5 to 8 clients a month, you have to have about, 25 to 35 calls a month, let's say, give or take, right? Yeah. Which means you probably have to book 40 calls.
Totally.
Okay. Now, that's as an aside. When you're in the PMs or in the DMs, it's a numbers game. So we don't want to get caught up in, they didn't respond. Peace. They didn't respond. Next. Right?
Yeah.
Because 3 out of 10 people, 30% will likely book a call with you. Let's say 20 to 30%, right? 2 to 3. Yes. So you have to go through 7 no's to get 1 yes, or 2 to 3 yeses. And so we need to make sure that that's why we say 10 conversations a day, 50 conversations a week.
And this is the most important thing that you do. This takes precedence over everything else, over Canva, over scheduling social media, over pretty much everything else. And no, at the beginning, you can't have somebody else do this for you. Your VA should not be doing this for you at the beginning. You have to do this. It feels uncomfortable. You're going to want to pass it off. You're going to want to schedule it last. You're going to want to do everything else besides have these conversations, because no's are uncomfortable. And any sort of conversations where you put yourself out there in this way is uncomfortable. You have to do this. This is a non-negotiable.
We're talking about those of you that want to genuinely transform lives and have impact more than 60 minutes. Then that actually starts at the point of first contact. There should be pride in you PMing. There should be intent in these conversations. You should love them, because this is your opportunity to affect change for people, whether they work with you or not. If this is your life's purpose, to transform lives on this planet, you need to check your attitude at the door, because the vibe is, I am here to be of service, and you've raised your hand to say, please help me, allow me into your world via Facebook group. You need to lead, friend. You need to initiate. You need to be that authority figure that says, hey, I know you're struggling. I'm here. How are you? This must be hard for you. Here's how I can help you. No? Cool. I'll check back in with you in 2 weeks.
Yep.
That's the vibe you need to move forward with, not this whole, it's salesy and I don't want to and I don't like it, and then don't transform lives. Like, it's really that simple.
Yes, it is.
It's really the vibe. Like, it's the vibe. It's like,
Yep.
every day I wake up and choose to serve you.
Yep. Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
At 5 a.m. every day. My first thought every day is, how am I going to get you one step closer to the business and life of your dreams? Every day. My entire company, this is what we, like, this is the whole reason for our existence. It's the whole reason. And so it needs to be your whole reason. And there's no space for anything else.
Yeah. I don't know what else there is to say about that.
There really isn't anything.
No.
So yes, it feels uncomfortable because of your attitude towards it. That's it. The rest is just skill. And so just shift that attitude a little bit and just be like, I'm here to serve. That's it. I'm here to help you get one step closer to the transformation that you desire, whether you ever work with me or not. I am here for you. And if you genuinely mean it, you know, it should just be a joy. Imagine bringing joy to your PMing every day, because you know that you're impacting somebody, you're checking in with them, you're loving up on them when, like, maybe nobody in their life is.
Yes.
Like, imagine doing it with that level of intent and that level of joy and that level of determination and just that level of, like, love.
Yeah. It's a whole different game from both sides. It's a different game from the energy you're bringing and the enjoyment you get out of it, but it's also a completely different experience for the person on the other side, because they can feel that. They can feel when you have disdain for messaging them. They can feel when you're terrified. They can feel when you're annoyed. They can feel it. Energy matters.
Yep.
It matters.
Yep. Facebook groups are amazing. Facebook groups are one of the best things that Facebook could have ever given us, because it gives us the ability to build community, create culture, and transform lives en masse. En masse. Don't waste it because you're feeling up in your ego, right? Don't waste the opportunity. Let us know your questions and all of that good stuff about Facebook groups. I'll monitor the thread for a bit, and we'll help you out, because it really is such an opportunity that we really want you to jump on. Okay.
All right.
Good talk. Have a good day. Bye.